Okay, we'll give it a few minutes. We're live from the Creeper Gallery. Good evening, good evening, good evening. We'll give it a few minutes because we're a few minutes early. Got here late, setting up no parking in New Hope whatsoever. But we are at the Creeper Gallery, New Hope, Pennsylvania. If you've never been here and you come to Pennsylvania, you come to New Hope, definitely check it out. Lots of restaurants in New Hope, lots of different stores in New Hope. This is the only store like this in New Hope and a lot of other places. The Creeper Gallery has. Turn the lights off. The Creeper Gallery.
Keep using too much memory. Close or do not remind me again today.
What?
Your phone.
The Creeper Gallery has artwork from Donna Marion and from Madame Clara as well. That's the part that we're in now. This is the front of the store. When you walk in, counters over here. All that you see around you, this is all artwork. These aren't haunted objects here. This is all artwork from Donna Marion and Madame Clara. So you kind of take a look over here. Every inch of this part of the building contains all the artwork from Donna Marion and Madame Clara. Cool stuff everywhere. You can't look up or down without seeing this great artwork. And if you're just joining, this is the Creeper Gallery in New Hope, Pennsylvania. This is where we investigate the haunted objects, but there's also all this great stuff out in front of the store. So you can see all around me. I mean, there's stuff everywhere. Madame Clara stuff is spread out throughout the store, as is Donna Marion's creations as well. I mean, pretty much everywhere. All the stuff was created by the both of them. Here you have what people say is the monument to the paranormal savior here. This guy.
This guy right here.
Very similar. Shades and all. And here's Madame Clara's case. They made tarot cards, other things, pins, candles. All their stuff is over here as well. So if you're in New Hope, make sure you check out the Creeper Gallery, 7 West Bridge Street, right over the bridge. Really, really cool. All this stuff is for sale. So if you want to buy anything, all this artwork is for sale. And then we head to the Red Room. Haunted objects, haunted items, enter at your own risk. And this entire room is filled with haunted objects.
Hi. So Denise said she can't tell which one is real. The real you.
I can't either. So this entire room, everywhere around us, every case has haunted objects in it. And we come here and investigate every single one of them. We've pretty much spoken to every person that's connected or attached to these objects. Everyone where you look around, we pretty much talk to them all. We're doing that one tonight. That doll up there, don't know anything about it yet. Tamarine. And if we have time, we're going to investigate sensors that were used in exorcisms. If we have time. More objects here. Back here. And this is our setup here. Now, everything we use, EMF detectors, that's what the lights are, tripwires. We have things that react to touch, as well as cat balls, geophone. We have the new EMF bell that reacts to energy, EMF energy, REM pod. proximity sensor that reacts to being touched, static dome, yes and no eggs that reacts to tap. We have Spirit Box. We're doing EVPs. We have Ovilus. We have the ghost tube running, and we're going to try a new experiment that I was doing for the first time in my home of all places. It's S-Day session-ish, only we won't be blindfolded. We won't be using headphones, but we will be trying a little something different with the Spirit Box that I haven't seen people do, but I have really at home. So we'll try that with the objects as well a little later as we get into it.
Hello, Susie.
So again, for you guys who are just joining us, this is the Creeper Gallery, New Hope, Pennsylvania. We get to investigate all the haunted objects here. We do it one at a time. Tonight, we're starting with 2. If we have time, we'll get to the sensors, which we're using exorcisms. We'll explain to you the backstory for each object, and we'll try to... Oh, that's going off, and I really haven't even spoken to anybody yet. Hello there.
Well, you talking about the Creeper Gallery.
So let's set up the first object. Do you want to do the tambourine first? Because that doll's big, or it's up to you. Want to do that one first?
Go ahead and do the tambourine.
All right. We start
Hey,
with the
Taylor.
mild.
Great news about your mom.
Start with the mild and work to the wild. Huh? That's mine. Put that on the t-shirt. See that?
What? I missed it.
Oh my.
Because I just read that every once in a while,
people.
Are you listening? Once in a while, your video goes to all red and then comes back. What's up? No clue, Karen.
I don't know what video you're talking about.
The Facebook video.
Oh. All right. So, let's show you the tambourine first. All right. I'll put it over here. So here we have a tambourine. Pretty painting. Flowers, right?
Yep.
Regular tambourine on the inside. Then we have a picture of this person here. Just bend it back or forward.
Right there. Leave it right there. Perfect.
Okay. And I'm going to read you the information that we have while I put the tambourine over here.
That's also fading to red on YouTube Live. What's that about?
Fading to red. I have no idea what you're talking about.
No clue. They're saying that it fades to red once in a while, like goes in and out. We'll see.
Haunted. Circuit 1886 tambourine belonging to the spirit of Matilda Metzger, Metzger, of Allentown, assuming PA. Owned by Matilda Metzger, who was born January 28, 1837, passed November 17, 1911, Allentown, PA. Daughter Sarah died in 1919. Well, that's sad. Son George, 1921, I guess, passed. Edward, died in 1836, and William died in 1945. So, wow. I don't know what year they were born, but they didn't live that long. Husband Henry Yatter was born 1831 and passed 1834. He lived full life. Claims her people have heard her singing lowly and keeping the beat with the tambourine. Tambourine in hand is hand painted from the Ukraine. We have this information to go on. I'm going to put the card on top of the tambourine.
Dee Dee is new to this. She saw the last show and she said she loved it and that I'm new here and this is awesome.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn off the lights. Again, just so you guys know who are new, who are watching us and haven't seen this before, I wear the sunglasses because I have a neurological problem with my right eye. So the light affects me. So I have to wear the sunglasses. So we'll turn off the lights. You want to speak to her first?
No. And
then we're going to get started.
All right. Just bear with us for a minute, guys.
Get the flashlights in the bag out there.
Hold that. I'll get them.
I'll get them. I know where they are.
Okay. I'm going to shut these off.
I can't talk.
Oh. Just grab that chair.
Oh, this would just totally. Oop. Great. That's one. Alrighty, we're just setting up the flashlights so we can go in.
I'm gonna shut these lights off. Taking you guys with me on a fast tour. There we go.
Turn the lights off.
Yeah, I did say I can't talk.
What we usually do is, again, we sit close to the objects within a couple of feet. Try to connect with them the best that we can.
If anything, what's this one running on? TikTok?
Yeah.
If anything shows up on the SLS, which is right here, I will pan over like that so you guys can see. Otherwise, I'm going to keep you focused on John and what's happening there so you guys can see if anything reacts.
Okay. Good evening, Matilda. My name is John. This is Chris. Never met you before, but I know you've been in here for a little while, so maybe you've watched us speak to the others. What we do is we come in and try to communicate, interact with anyone who may be either connected to things that belong to them and meant something to them, or they channel in through them, or they're just kind of around these objects when we speak to them, or their energy's attached to it, either one. We're going to try to.
What was that?
Somebody's walking. Did you hear that?
I heard something.
This building's completely empty and
We're
somebody's
the only
walking
two.
around somewhere. Hello? Tilda, is this you? Wow, that was pretty weird. Did you hear that?
I heard that loud and
That was
clear.
click, 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 click.
They heard it too.
Okay.
TikTok, did you hear it?
So Matilda, I know these things are probably going to seem really strange to you because you only lived to the year of 1911, and right now it's 2024, believe it or not. These glowing, illuminating things that are on the wall there, they're not fire. They won't hurt you. They react to energy, believe it or not. So if you were to stand in that area, those glowing, illuminating lights would change from the color purple to blue all the way up to red. Lots of different colors. Okay. If you were to tap anywhere around your tamarine, see that white light there? Again, not going to hurt you. It's not fire. And there's little twinkly, twinkly ball lights back there. Nothing here will hurt you. I promise you. I wouldn't be putting my hand over here if it was going to hurt you or me. Okay. I also have two things that look like colored eggs. There's a blue egg and a yellow egg with the word yes and no written on them. They work by touching. All you got to do is give them a touch like that. See that? They twinkle like the stars. Didn't hurt me. I'm fine. Then we have something here that if you move your hand around, will turn all the colors of the rainbow. This here, believe it or not, makes music. Just by me moving my fingers around it. And then we have a regular bell back there. But if you want to just move your hand and touch it, it's going to ding like a regular bell. I'm sure there were bells, in your time for sure. We are going to use these things. We have a box that may be able to hear your voice or you could talk. We're going to try lots of different things here. Okay? So, Matilda, I'm going to ask you to just show me a sign that you're here in that area. We heard footsteps over there, but that was way over there. If you're just in this area and you can move around or say something to let me know you're there, we could kind of start that way. Again, we don't.
What?
There we go. Bingo. Look at that.
It's reacting.
Right on cue. Very, very smart. Very, very good, Matilda.
So what's John talking about when he asked about what's the Halloween EMF detector?
Huh?
Yeah, the Halloween EMF detector.
He's talking about the motion box.
Oh,
That's to use in areas where we have a lot of areas. Um, so thank you for doing that. Again, no disrespect to you, your family, your husband, your children. We are not trying to disrespect you at all. What tonight is about, that tamarine belonged to you. We are trying to keep your memory alive.
It's dark.
oh,
It's dark.
it is.
It's very dark in here.
Thank you for sharing.
And we do this in the dark for a reason, because the things that we bring with us, they illuminate, they glow, so we could see them better. We could see you touching them and interacting with them and moving around. Okay? So again, we're not trying to disrespect you. We're going to ask questions about your family. We're going to ask questions about your husband. And whatever you feel comfortable answering, please do so, because again, that tamarine is going to go into somebody's home. Right now it's in a shop in New Hope, Pennsylvania. I know you were from Allentown, PA.
Demon.
Oh, well, no, that's not what. I'm not one of those for sure. But we're gonna ask you questions, and hopefully you'll just want to talk to us about your family, about your life, because that tamarine is going to go home with somebody eventually. They're going to try to talk with you, and we'd like to kind of show them proof that maybe you're still around and that you're willing to talk and interact, and any members of your family. I'm going to read the names of your.
Before you do, they're asking about demon, and the light above your head just went off. So you think that she sees you as a threat?
What did we mention at the beginning of the broadcast? What did we mention? If we had time, we were going to get to what?
Oh, the sensors
That were used for what?
For exorcisms.
So they may have heard that, and they may be
Oh.
already talking, thinking we're coming out of there.
Hello, Marie.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
So there's a chance that they know what's coming, and they're already chiming in, which I don't want them to, but can't control everything.
No.
So we're not sure if we're going to talk to you at all. So maybe you'll get your chance another night, but maybe not this
Do
night.
you think that she's intimidated by that?
No, I think
That
they
they-
heard us talking
Oh,
about
so
them.
they're reacting to
That's
like,
what I
yeah.
think.
Okay.
I'm going to mention the name of your children. Your daughter, Sarah. My daughter's name is also Sarah. So we have that in common. You had sons named George, Edward, and William. So 4 kids. And your husband's name is Henry. Henry, well, you and Henry passed away probably 17 years before you did. So again, that must have been pretty tough. And you lived to the age of 1911. So she was 63 and 11, 74. Pretty good for, again, back then. So what we're going to try first is we're going to try to turn that heat off. That's what I'm hearing. It's so loud.
Maybe you can tell the people on TikTok that there's things we haven't learned about how to do on that yet, and that we'll get there.
Yeah.
Just asking.
Go ahead and turn the heat off. Could you see it? Do you need light?
I'll figure it out.
So, again, people on TikTok, we just started doing the TikTok lives probably 2 weeks ago. And, we know Kalani, we know other people that do a lot of TikTok lives. We don't. So we're just kind of getting used to doing them. And we're a little older.
Yeah, we're the older generation.
So we're
we're
getting there. So please be patient with us and stick with us and watch. And then we'll
learn as we go.
Because even Kalani wanted to come out last week, and I didn't know how to bring him on. So we'll get there. So please just watch and share and support us. And
we promise we'll get better
we'll
at
get there. Old dogs take a little longer to teach new tricks to.
it.
So
And all of you sharing, thank you.
So what I'm going to do first is, because we shut the heat off, I'm going to try EVP first. Then I'm going to do regular spirit box, and then I'm going to do the new experiment that I worked on at home, which involves the spirit box. So far, Matilda has only been able to touch the static dome and make the lights go, a couple of them go off. Nothing else really here yet.
Well, the one light over your head. The MF.
up there, but
Yeah.
that I think was our friends there. And it's again, these are spirits from a different time, a different era, so it's kind of hard to
Hi, Patty.
reach them equipment wise. So we're going to try to hear your voice, Matilda. If any of her family members want to come through, Henry, Sarah, George, Edward, William, we'd love to talk to you as well. According to what I'm reading here, maybe you heard me in the beginning, people have heard you singing and keeping beat with the tambourine. So maybe
Right above your head, you missed it.
again.
Yep.
So maybe what we'll do is we'll tap the tambourine a few times to see if you engage over here with some energy and some equipment going off. Then we'll try to hear your voice afterwards, okay? And maybe we'll run the recorder over there while I tap the tambourine gently over here to see if you hum along with it, okay? If that's not okay and I shouldn't touch that and do the things I'm talking about, light up anything in front of me to tell me that it's not right. You don't want that. All you do is move around or touch something. And last thing I want to do is disrespect you.
Brian's watching. Hey, Brian.
Okay, so I'm taking this off your picture. I'm taking off the tambourine. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shake it, play it a little bit, and see if anything over there reacts. So I'm not going to play the tambourines. No? I know, probably horrible.
Thank you, Colette.
Okay, so let's hope that gets her. So I'm going to put the recorder right on top.
I would ask if she'd like to have it fixed because you have two of the things that are missing on
Is it
that
really?
side.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I
Mhm.
see it. So that'll be one of the questions.
They said keep your day job.
That'll be one of the questions, if she wants it repaired.
Yeah.
See it restored.
Well,
Okay, so I'm going to put this back where it was. That's me. That's me as well. And I'm going to put the recorder right on top of it as we ask questions.
to be fair, it's really hard to hit that tambourine. It's very old and you have to be very careful with it.
Okay, we're going to be quiet. The way we do this, again, I know with TikTok, the way people do it on there, I've seen it. They bring people on and let them ask questions. We're not there yet. So if you do have a question for Matilda, you could kind of type it out and Chris will see it and Chris will ask that question after I ask 4 or 5 questions. Same thing with you guys on Facebook. You know the drill. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. Then I'm going to point to Chris when I'm done, and then she'll ask.
Can you
whatever.
remind us real quick what the details were about Matilda?
All right,
So that everybody has a
Matilda.
clearer picture?
Matilda Metzger, spelled Metzger. She was born January 28th, 1837, passed November 17th, 1911, Allentown, PA. Her daughter was Sarah. She died in 1919. Her son George died in 1921. Edward, 1836. William, 1945. William lived the longest out of any of them, really. And the claims are that people have heard her singing and keeping beat with the tambourine.
Okay.
Was there anything on that other card that I...
Thought you said something about her kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it.
And that's really what this says as well. All right. Putting the recorder down on top of the tambourine. Good evening, Matilda. Again, my name is John. If you're here with us and you can hear me, could you please say hello? Matilda, I see you touched that little twinkly ball under the tambourine. Could you please hum a song that you would hum as you play the tambourine? Could you please tell me the name of your husband or one of your children? We were talking about the tambourine before, Matilda, and we were saying how we wondered if you would like to see it restored to its original state, to looking like new and having all the bells and stuff replaced. Would you like that? Matilda, how many people do you see in this room? If any of the other family members that are here that I read the name of, if you're here, could you please just say your name out loud?
Did you play for vaudeville? Did you play in a church or just for fun? Did you play any other instruments? Were you a part of a traveling show? Are you upset that this is no longer with family? Did you also sing? What was your favorite song to play?
That's it. Okay, I'm turning off the recorder now.
Dee Dee said they heard tapping or knocking.
During the EVP session?
Yeah. Vicky, I'm sorry, I didn't see your question to when he had already shut it off. We'll ask it after.
Tambourine. Good evening, Matilda. Again, my name is John. If you're here with us and you can hear me, could you please say hello? You can hear me? Could you please say hello? Could you please say hello? Hear me? Could you please say hello? I hear that something. Could you please say hello? Hear me? Could you please say hello? Could you please say hello? Could you please say hello? I hear, help me now. That's what I hear.
That's pretty bizarre.
That's what I hear. You turn the heat off.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still on.
I'll check it again. You heard that bang?
Yeah, a lot better. Matilda, I see you touched that little twinkly ball under the tambourine. Could you please hum a song that you would hum as you play the tambourine? That you would hum as you play the tambourine? No. As you play the tambourine? No.
No.
The tambourine? You would hum as you play the tambourine? Play the tambourine?
No.
It's not singing to me.
Yeah, the heat was on.
It's not on, right?
It was
Could
on.
you please tell me the name of your husband or one of your children?
What?
Your husband or one of your children? We were talking about the tambourine before, Matilda, and we were saying how we wondered if you would like to see it restored to its original state, to looking like new and having all the bells and stuff replaced. Would you like that? It's way too. Matilda, how many people do you see in this room?
Yeah, loud car.
If any of the other family members that are here that I read the name of, if you're here, could you please just say your name out loud?
Did you play for vaudeville? Did you play for vaudeville? For vaudeville? You play for vaudeville? For vaudeville?
Somebody's talking though, but that's too loud.
Did you play in a church or just for fun?
It's off now, so.
Did you play any other instruments?
What was that?
Were you a part of a traveling show?
Walking.
Footsteps. How many footsteps?
You were part of a traveling show?
You guys hear that?
Okay.
Are you upset that this is no longer with family?
Stuff.
Did you also sing? What was your favorite song to play?
That's it? Okay, I'm turning off the recorder now. It was hard because the heat was still blowing and it interferes. I'm going to try what I tried before. And again, this is just an experiment because, like I said, I did it at home and I got some weird results with it. Oh, I need the, oh, here it is. So what I'm going to do is I have the handheld spirit box, no filter, just the white noise and everything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask questions like I would a regular EVP session, and I'm going to take the spirit box and cover the recorder with it. So I can't really hear live what the responses are. And then I'm going to listen back as if I would an EVP session.
Huh.
So what I do is I'm going to hit the recorder first, and I'm probably going to ask a lot of the similar questions just to see what comes through there. So I hit record first. Then I hit forward scan. I put it on top. Matilda, if you're here or any of the family members are here that I mentioned, could you please say hello or say your name? Matilda, we asked about that tamarine. Would you like to see it restored? I mean, it still works, but could be better, right? Matilda, what would you have an issue if somebody bought that tamarine and brought it home with them? Some stranger. What was your favorite song to either play on the tamarine or to hum along while you played? Matilda or the Metzgar family, how many people do you see in this room right now? Again, is there anything you want to say, any of you, before I turn this off? Say it now.
I'd like to ask one question before you end. Can you tell us how you met your husband, please?
Turning off the recorder, turning off the spirit box. Now, again, I haven't done this much, so I have no idea what we're going to hear, but it's worth a shot. Then we hit forward scan. I put it on top. Matilda, if you're here, then I hit forward scan. I put it on top. Matilda, who is it? Matilda, who is it? Matilda, who is it? Here, or any of the family members are here that I mentioned, could you please say hello or say your name? Matilda, we asked about that tamarine. Would you like to see it restored? I mean, it still works, but could be better, right? Could be. Did you hear that? Could be.
Nice.
Could be. That's a female, too. Would you have an issue if somebody bought that tamarine and brought it home with them? That was awesome. Some stranger. What was your favorite song to either play on the tambourine or to hum along while you played? Matilda or the Betstar family, how many people do you see in this room right now?
There are
You
4?
see in this room right now? There are 4. Holy
That's
shit! Now.
clear.
There are 4. Are you
In
kidding this room right now? Oh my God! That's a female too.
Same voice.
Again, is there anything you want to say,
Holy cow.
any of you, before I turn this off? Say it now. Whoa!
But there was one more question.
No, there wasn't.
You cut it off when I asked about how'd you meet your husband?
No.
I'd like to ask one question before you end. Can you tell us how you met your husband, please?
That was
See, I did this-
amazing.
I did this at home, and I said, if there's anybody here, and I just put it on top, and I said, say hello. They said hello, and I said, how many people are with me in this room? And someone said, there are 2. And I said, tell me your name. It said my name, and I was like, holy crap, this might work. And look what just happened. That's the first
And
time
that
I've
was
ever done that.
Same
And-
voice.
What did she say? She said, about the tambourine being
Who is it?
restored.
Who is it?
Yeah, who was this? And then there are 4 was so clear.
And
Female.
you could when you said about fixing it. That was
It could be.
it could be.
Could be.
There you go.
That was amazing. Again, I've never done that before, and I thought maybe it'll work in lieu of, because the Estee method, here's the problem with the Estee method. I'm not knocking anybody who does it. We do it ourselves from time to time. The Estee method, you're reliant on the person who's got the blindfold on and the headphones on, only hearing what they hear, using that as a conduit and saying what they hear. But we as the viewers never hear those words. This way, I'm doing real-time EVP with the Spirit Box, and it allows me to rewind.
And
So
let
I
everybody hear it
yeah,
at the
because in
same
real
time.
time, it goes too quick
Yeah.
when you're just using a Spirit Box, even filtered. But this allows me rewind.
That was pretty darn very creative, John.
So
The initiative on that is amazing. That was just like, what? Again, I'm always surprised at the things you come up with.
So Matilda, and whoever else was here, that was all female.
That same voice.
That was what was crazy about it, all female. So Matilda, we do appreciate you spending the time with us and interacting with us. We have a few others that we want to talk to, but we've gotten, I think, a pretty good.
You don't want to
Let's
try?
do one more EVP.
Well, I would
that.
also like to do the Paratalk real quick.
Well, let's do one more EVP with the heater completely
Oh,
off.
that's probably a really good
If
idea.
you want to do the Paratech, you're standing right over there. I mean, you're by the, or you want me to, because they're
Well-
not going to be able to see it. I'll do it.
No, it's probably right.
And they're not even going to be able to hear it, but
That's why you're the paranormal savior, says John McGinnis. His brain, John, he never stops.
John knows. John's a disciple.
Man goes for a very
John's a
serious
disciple.
procedure today, and what does he do? He
may be
goes
the Grim
home and he's
Reaper, that John
supposed to be
McGinnis.
resting, and he comes up with a new experiment.
He may be the Grim Reaper, that John begins, but he speaks the truth sometimes. So this is like an Ovilus, similar in that it's got 5,000 words programmed in. Only Ovilus could do 1 word at a time. This could do a sentence or 2 to 3 words at a time. Only problem is the words are really, really small and they don't last long.
So you kind of have to depend on. You'll hear it speak, and then John will have to read it
So-
out loud.
I'm just going to turn it on.
Yeah, he's one heck of an innovator, that's for sure.
And it's completely dead, so we won't be
How's
using
that
it.
possible?
Dead.
Oh, maybe it took any.
There we go.
Oh,
Yes, in no mode. We don't want that. Okay. So again, if you try to think really hard and think of a word, say word, one word, multiple words about yourself or anything you want us to know, it may come through this weird little box that I'm holding. So really, really concentrate. Any of you who are here.
It can't hurt you.
I am dead. Oh my
Aw.
goodness. I am dead. You guys
You
can't see
are, and
that.
I'm so
but it says,
sorry,
"I
but
am
it's
dead."
true.
You're not gonna be able to see it. I am
Yeah,
dead.
it left. It doesn't stay on the screen for long.
I know we know that you've all passed away, and I do pray that there's an afterlife and you're all together and you're happy. Anything else that you want to share before we stop speaking with
I mean, you do
It
live on through your tambourine. That's why we're having this
Tambourine.
conversation.
says, I'm away. I don't know what that means.
Away from home?
That's really weird.
Wow.
Do you want to do one more EVP or do you want to just switch to the big doll?
We've been on for 47 minutes.
Oh, really?
So,
Yeah, we got to switch.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, Matilda, thank you so much. Any
Very
of the
much.
members of Matilda's family, thank you so much, Matilda. That was
a great introduction.
What you did. So, we're gonna put the tambourine back. We may come back and talk to you again at some point. If not, I wish you all luck and I hope you're happy together wherever you are. So thank you.
Beautiful tambourine.
So now we're going to reset. And I'm going to put the light on.
Hello.
One more look at the tambourine.
Come on, let him.
Plays like
It does. It does. It does. It's just like
I mean,
that's
it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Even though it's missing.
Could you imagine if it had the other side?
So what is supposed to be right here?
The same
Another
thing.
one of
That's
those?
yes, another set
Okay.
of the two that make the noise. Or actually, maybe not because those are that's a smaller
Yeah,
hole.
see, these are
That might be where
more
they put their hand
rectangular.
in.
That's I was thinking of either like a strap or
Like
something, maybe. I don't know.
Do tambourines have straps?
Anyway,
I don't know.
tambourine,
I'm
so I
asking.
don't know.
Yeah, it is really pretty.
All right. So what we're gonna do next is
Thumb
pretty big.
hole. Thank you.
So we have to see
I'll probably
if
break
we're
my
gonna be
thumb.
able to set that up.
You're good. The picture, the photograph's gonna have to be down because that's.
I don't know. I'll
That's
see what I can
such
do
a-
about
look
that.
at-
She's those eyes. Dolls in general are creepy, but those eyes stare right at you, and I don't like that.
Jonathan Larson said he closed his eyes as you're about to turn on the lights. He's laughing at himself because he's not here. Like it's not gonna affect my eyes.
That's kind of on the wall, so I'll see if I can get that off. So here she is.
Do you think we just leave her painting up there and I just show everybody?
Yeah.
So let me do this real quick so you can see who this girl is. And John can tell you all about her. I love that photo of her.
All right, you're much better than this than I am.
I'll read it if you like.
No, I mean making sure she doesn't fall. I don't trust this.
I just love how her head's tilted and she's posed. It's so
I don't
cute.
trust this. You wanna?
Yeah, I will do that for you.
I don't trust this one bit.
Okay. I got to.
The card is on the floor.
So just like they all can see, she's this is the whole back of her. Pretty cute. Look at the dress and her braids. Her legs. All right. I know you know I'm coming, huh? You know I'm gonna set you right up here, right?
Are you gonna start?
No. This is your night.
Why do I gotta do the creepy? My night. You can't help. Yeah, very big doll. Very big doll.
She's pretty though.
Creepy doll.
You think she's creepy? A little bit. All right, we had you there.
We're for those of you guys who joined us late, if you're just kind of tuning in or checking it out now, we're back at the Creeper Gallery in New Hope, Pennsylvania. We're in what's called the Red Room, which is where all the haunted objects are. We just finished one object, which is Matilda's Tamarine, which was pretty good. And now we're on the next object, which is that big doll there that Chris is setting up. So again, you guys on TikTok, my name is John. This is Chris. We're New Jersey Paranormal. We do a lot of events in Jersey, a lot of public ghost hunts, a lot of live interviews, a lot of live investigations. You know, have to tap that, you know.
Do you need that back up there, right?
Well, oh yeah, I could. She's pretty good, right? Pretty sturdy.
Oh, yeah. You just gotta make sure you don't hit that. You want me to read the card?
Sure, read the card.
All right. Lena's doll portrait. Extremely active. Many voices are heard and the doll appears to move on its own. A little about Lena. She was born January 15th, 1911 in Bondul, the daughter of John and Laura Gurnet. And that name's crazy. Lubeck. Leona was deaf and also unable to speak.
Hold on. I gotta move things. There's a figure.
No.
I gotta move it.
Is that you, Leona?
Hello? Hello? What's your name? Leona?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Leona?
Her and her sister were deaf.
Were they really? Ooh,
Hildegard.
so I may be able to really relate to this
Leona
one.
was deaf and also unable to speak. So
Okay.
she was mute.
Okay.
Deaf mute. So
Okay.
she was, and apparently her sister Hildegard was deaf as well. Her
So-
parents,
Leona couldn't speak either?
Leona,
Oh, wow.
and Leona was deaf and unable to speak. And apparently her sister Hildegard was deaf as well. Her parents are found in the census for Heartland Township, but the 1920 and 1930 census find Leona living in a deaf school.
Oh,
The 1920 census has her attending an evangelical Lutheran school in Detroit, Michigan, and the 1930 census has Leona and her sister Hildegard listed at the Wisconsin School for the Deaf in Delavan, Woolworth County, Wisconsin.
well, she's standing there. So they were both together, her and her sister, for most of their lives.
So
Probably.
this is her
So
young.
here's the
Is the figure still there?
Yeah.
And it's one. So I really, and you need to tell everybody why you can relate to.
Well, I will in a second. I mean, here's the thing too, and again, I know people are going to ask this because it's
That photo makes sense now.
it's the right thing to ask. If someone is deaf and a mute in life, does that necessarily mean that in the afterlife that they're still like that? And again, I wonder about that as well, because I'll tell you in a minute why that kind of matters to me. But here, take that.
But I want to point out the portrait of the way that she is makes a little more sense now.
So what's her name?
Leona.
Leona.
And her sister was Hildegard.
Hildegard. Leona.
And I'll give it to you. I'll give you the card. Oh my God, the figure's still there.
You know, she as soon as you walked away and stepped away for a minute, she stood there and the arms across like this, as if very proper.
She's with the doll.
Very proper.
She's with the doll.
So, Leona, right?
Mm-hmm. Would you like the card?
Yes.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get that on so you can see the figure.
Colder over here too. Very cold.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference. Here you go.
It's really, really super cold over here now. I mean, really, really cold. That was me making that call.
I'm gonna try to do it where you guys could see both.
Because I don't want it affecting the bell. Okay.
Oh, she just moved right away.
Did she?
She did.
I'm sorry, Leona. So Leona, so again, here's the question. And again, what we do a lot, even our discussions on our on YouTube page and other things, you go down the rabbit hole as far as the afterlife and and what it means and what happens after. You know, from the time you pass, are you if you can't walk, are you still that way in the afterlife? If you can't hear, are you still that way in the afterlife? I come from a family of people that can't hear. My mom was deaf from the time I was 8 years old. She had massive tumors in her head. My sister is completely deaf and in a wheelchair and can't see. And she's on a feeding tube because, again, massive tumors. That's why I have this issue as well. My cousins, it's hereditary. It's in the genes. So, yes, I would like to think that if there is an afterlife, a quote unquote heaven, whatever your heaven is or my idea of heaven is, that it wouldn't make sense that these ailments would follow us into the afterlife because we've transitioned. We're no longer the physical body is not our body anymore. We're not, the battery's gone. And whatever was wrong with the battery, in my opinion, is gone. So I would think in her case and her sister's case, you see the green light.
Yeah, it's acknowledging it, what you're
Yes.
saying.
I would think in their case that when you do get to the other side, that when you've transitioned to just pure energy
That drops away.
with a consciousness, that none of that stuff
But I think
is with you
I
anymore.
believe the same way because you know that my daughter had a mental illness and then she passed away. And the truth of the matter is that I don't believe that
I
she
don't.
carried that.
I don't either.
But I think she can come back to show someone that it's her by showing and
Well, I think
exhibiting.
emotions and thoughts and memories remain,
Yeah.
but I don't think they're the physical problems. I don't think are there. Maybe the emotional, mental are, but not the physical, because the physical body's gone. You know,
Yeah.
my point of view. Anyway, we're going to try to see if we can communicate with her. So, Leona, I don't know if you heard what I was talking about. My name is John, and this is Chris right here. And I don't. We're going to find out if this doll has a name and if this doll was with you when you were together at the first time.
That's the bell.
First time tonight.
You want to explain it?
So that bell triggers by EMF, by energy. Not, you know, in theory, when someone's going to try to touch it, and I was just talking about energy, they're going to create that energy with their hand, moving it towards it. And that's what triggered it and made it go off for the first time.
That was there the whole entire time.
So, Leona, again, I was telling the story. My name is Sean. This is Chris of my family. I can relate. Yes.
Oh, and she touched.
Oh,
see the
I
blue
got
light?
Such a cold chill when that did that. Cold zapped my body, like
Wow.
someone grabbed me. I feel cold all over me. And
do you see the light that went from red to green? That means that it was what is that? That sense of touch?
It's a geophone.
Okay.
So it's touch, vibration. So Amy Allen, who's on TV, and you guys know her, you don't know her. Amy Allen would always say, when you feel the cold, a spirit is what she calls jumping you, meaning they're trying to borrow your energy or connect to you. When that dinged, I felt something jump me. So that was really, really different.
This is crazy.
This is going to be a different one for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Leona, I don't get through the explanation of, my name is John, this is Chris. I do believe you could hear us. I do believe we did see you standing there. I do believe you can speak to us. And we're going to try to do that tonight with you and your sister, if your sister's around, if she's willing to speak with us. You could really do a lot of people, you can make them feel good, and you could give them belief in the fact that when you do pass on, that those things that you had during life, like being deaf, missing an arm, being crippled, that maybe those things don't go with you. And you want to hear the weirdest thing?
What?
My ears are ringing right now. I mean, loud ringing. It feels like someone just stuck their fingers in my ears and they're ringing. Like all of a sudden.
So you're like feeling
ringing.
what maybe she felt.
So I do have issues with my hearing as well because of the tumors in my family. My daughter is very hard of hearing. My mom, I told you, my mom, just like you, my mom, I don't ever remember my mother hearing. I don't. My sister, she went deaf at around 30 something. So I've been around people that can't hear my whole life. I was just with my cousin who can't hear as well. So what you're dealt with in your life, I can relate to probably more than anyone. And I sympathize with you. And anyone that could get through that and carry on and live a full life, I give all the credit in the world to, because I've been around deaf people and I know people have this much patience for
They get
people that can't
frustrated.
hear.
Yep.
They'll try to talk to you once or twice and then they'll talk to the person who can hear next to them. I've been around it my whole life and I would get angry at that when people would do that to my mother. So I don't know if anybody ever did that to you and your sister. If they did, I'm sorry about that, because I've seen it and I know how much that would bother me. And it
Pity
did.
Mama says her mom is deaf and wears
Bingo.
in-
Bingo.
right on
Did you
target.
see what she reacted
Yes.
to what I just said?
Just what you said. Oh,
Bing again.
so Pity Mama said that my mom is deaf and she wears those implants.
See, the cochlear. Those are the good.
Yes,
those are
that's
the
what she
new
said.
ones.
Yeah.
And I wish they had those when my mom was still alive. And they're no good for my
But
sister.
here's
because
the
nerves
interesting
are-
part, Leona, is that there's new technology and stuff where John was actually sitting and talking to his cousin because of an app. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to communicate. She's
So,
looking straight at me. It's so weird.
so Leona, we're going to try to hear your voice. And
Yeah.
and you'll be able to hear your voice or your sister Matilda's voice. We're going to show people today, hopefully, that you can speak and that you can hear now after you've, quote unquote, transitioned into the afterlife. And that would give people like me to think that my mom could hear now and she's with her loved ones and all that stuff is true. That would do wonders for me as well.
But
So-
isn't it funny that she likes that if she can't hear and she can't speak, like in her life, and she's,
Yeah. So there are notes on the back of this
Really?
that I just noticed that I didn't notice before. What does this say? Marjorie Terry something, 1906. I don't know what this means. Cap and Baby Doll, crochet by Marjorie Terry, blah, 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 granddaughter. So this has a lot of information, I guess, about the family.
Yeah.
This is
Wow.
about a baby, though.
Well, maybe
Marjorie
that
T. Weldon weighed 3.25 pounds at birth.
maybe part of the
June
family.
19, 2006. I don't know who that is. Okay. Okay. So Matilda, Luna, we're gonna try a few things. Okay. I know you have the bell. If the bell's what you want to use, by all means use the bell. But these things that I didn't even mention yet, when did you pass? 1920, 1920, not sure. Do you hear that?
I did.
Oh my God.
I did.
What is going
Did
on?
you guys hear that? There was a sound off to the side here.
Okay. So these other things besides the bell. Yes, I just literally said besides the bell. Is this nuts? Besides the bell. See the lights up there? They're purple color, light purple, whatever color you want to call them. They will change colors if you kind of stand there, move around, release your energy that we're talking about. Anywhere in that area, you were sitting there before. She's not there now, huh?
No.
You were sitting there before. If you come back around the doll or release yourself from the doll, those lights are going to change different colors like the rainbow. Blue, red, yellow, all orange, all different colors, depending on how much energy you release. I have what's a music circle over here. This is with my fingers. See that? I'm just making music. It doesn't hurt me. Nothing there will hurt you. Just like the bell. Everything reacts by you touching them. The lights up there, this circle that you...
Yeah.
I
She's
literally pointed at
acknowledging
the bell
you.
and she touched it. That circle right there lights up like a rainbow all the way around. These eggs that are blue and yellow have the word yes and no written on them. And I just did that with my finger, just like you did with the bell. I just tapped it.
A good point was made, being that she was deaf and couldn't speak. Maybe the vibration is something that because when she taps it in the vibration, she likes it.
Well, again, I don't believe that people are still. That's me personally.
No, but it's being that there's just not that she
But no, a
can't hear or
deaf
see, but
person from the 1920s would definitely recognize a bell over anything.
oh yeah, so that would be a
yes,
comfort.
So she probably would. I know what this does.
Yeah.
You know, even though she can't hear it, she knows what a bell is, I'm sure. But we're going to try a few things here. What was your sister's name again?
Hildegard.
Hildegard, are you here as well with your sister and the doll? You could make a noise. You could touch anything around the doll.
You're a very pretty little girl.
Hildegard, are you here? Okay. So let's try.
We're here.
What? We're here. Did you
I
hear
heard
that?
that as clear as
I
day.
literally looked over and it said "we're here," meaning
Both
we're
of them.
two. Okay, great. So what we're going to try to do first is I have these little twinkly balls too. You may like these as well. I'm going to put them by your doll if you don't mind. One there.
So the other one is that's
there.
in the middle of her lap that you just hit. That's
It's a geophone. It's vibration. You have to
Okay.
touch it. You got to kind of tap, tap, tap around it for those lights to go up.
okay.
So when you see red and green, all that is, it's just taking readings. It's not really showing anything is happening. It's just taking readings.
It's when it turns white, you know.
It's when you
something.
see it right, what turn white and fluctuate like this.
Okay.
So now it's telling me how high it went
What
up.
is
Like,
this?
What is
is
this?
this?
See, that's what I asked too, Leona. I
So,
had no clue.
I showed you everything works.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Everything works by touch and tap. Even those little twinkly balls there. Very, very easy. See what I'm doing with my hand? I'll even show you. So if she can't hear, I'll demonstrate. Tap, tap, and move. See? Tap, 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 tap. Here. Oh, there you go. You getting it? Good. You getting it? Good. That's how you just touch. Okay. So we'll wait for that to reset. Let's try EVP first. Okay. And then we'll do the spirit box thing again. What? How long have we been on?
Hour and 8.
Okay. So hour and a half. We'll finish hour and a half.
Yeah. It is awesome.
So I'm going to turn on the recorder. I pray we hear her voice, because if we hear her voice, that'll be such the. Well,
look
See?
it. She's
Tap, tap, tap.
responding.
I told you. So again, here's what we're doing here. She said we're here. Now, is she just speaking out loud? Is she just touching because I showed her? Entirely possible. We don't know whether she's hearing us or not. Again, my theory is she can, but based on what we're seeing, maybe not. It could go either way. Leona, if you could hear me, and you're listening, either say something through this box next to me, or tap that bell, or the twinkly lights, anything you can. I'm going to count to 5, okay? And I want you to touch something or say a word if you can hear me and you're listening. 1, 2, bam, bam, bam. I told you.
No
I
way.
told you.
Battle.
What?
Battle. I don't know what that means. But she said a word and she tapped the damn thing within 5 seconds.
You are amazing, Leona. You are amazing.
So
Thank
I'm going to
you.
turn the recorder on. What this does is we could hear your actual voice. Okay. I don't know sign language. I wish I did. I'm sure you learned it in whatever school you went to. Would make things a lot easier. But the only thing I know is old, because my mother kept saying, I'm getting old, and she'd do this. So that's all I know. But this will hear your voice. We can actually hear you talking You'll be able to hear it as well, or Hildebrandt. And we're going to ask you questions, and please speak into this little silver box. Okay? I'm going to put this, can't put it by the doll. Actually, I'll move one of the cat balls.
You haven't hit it yet, right?
No.
Because earlier when you were starting, we don't have an age once you pass. We don't have ages
No,
on
on that card is just
from like
information
1920, 1930.
yeah.
We don't always get the full information, and this is why we do the investigations to see if we get those answers.
Funny how this one came up tonight, though, with the deaf. I knew nothing about
Especially
this.
after what you went through today.
I knew nothing about this.
I know you didn't.
Okay, so I'm hitting the recorder, and I'm going to put it right on the doll's lap. Okay? That's me doing that. Leona, Hildebrandt, if either of you are here, repeat the words, "We're here," or say your name. We only have certain information about you, Leona. How old were you when you passed? Do you know? Were you and your sister together most of your lives? I hope you heard me talking about my family and the people that can't hear. It is my hope that people don't carry that into the afterlife, to heaven, whatever happens next. Can you hear now, you and your sister in the afterlife? Did this doll in front of me here have a name? What would you name this doll? So we ask this question all the time when it comes to things that belong to people. Are you okay with the doll, belonging to somebody else bringing it into their home?
What do you call your doll? Who was older, you or your sister? Did you have any pets? What do you call what you keep making the noise go off when you hit it? Did you have any other siblings? We're done.
Okay, I'm going to turn this off, but before I do, Leona, Hildebrandt, is there anything that you want to say that we didn't ask you? Anything? Just say it out loud now. Okay, Turning it off now. Okay. That's me doing that. Leona? She touched the bell. If either of you are here, repeat the words, "We're here," or say your name. Words, "We're here," or say your name.
What?
What is she saying? Hildebrandt? No way. Hildebrandt. That's what it sounds like to me.
So she's telling her sisters they called her Hilda, not Hildegard.
It sounds like Hildebrandt.
That's probably because they were telling
wait.
her name.
We only have certain information about you, Leona. How old were you when you passed? Do you know? Were you and your sister together most of your lives? Together most of your lives? Most of your lives? Together most of your lives? I don't know what she's saying. Most of your lives? I don't know what that is. Your sister together most of your lives? Most of your lives?
Could be.
I don't know. I hope you heard me talking about my family and the people that can't hear. It is my hope that people don't carry that into the afterlife, to heaven, whatever happens next. Can you hear now, you and your sister, in the afterlife? Just hoping for something on that one. Did this doll in front of me here have a name? What'd you name this doll? So we ask this question all the time when it comes to things that belong to people. Are you okay with the doll, belonging to somebody else bringing it into their home?
What?
Into somebody else bringing it into their home? Somebody else bringing it into their home? To their home? What are you saying there?
They say
Into their
sound,
home? Long drawn out word like.
they said it sounds like a drawn out no.
Sounds like what?
Like a drawn
Somebody else
out
bringing
no.
it into their home? There's a P at the end.
Yeah.
Nope.
Like nope.
Uh-oh. Are you saying nope?
Somebody or
What do you call? Wait.
What do you call
No,
Did you hear it?
that was clear.
what do
Oh
you
my God.
what do you call your doll? Who was older, you or your sister? Did you have any pets? What do you call what you keep making the noise go off when you hit it? Did you have any other siblings?
What?
Have any other siblings?
Dad? Brett?
We're done.
There's a lot of like.
Okay, I'm gonna turn this off, but before I do, Leona, Hildebrand,
Does.
is there anything that you want to say that we didn't ask you? Anything, just say it out loud now. Okay, I'm turning it off now.
Okay, so real quick thing is that in the beginning where you thought it said like nope or whatever, or like a drawn out, a lot of them were saying it might have sounded like home.
Okay.
Like I'd rather stay home when
Right,
you said if you want to be.
gotcha,
And then
gotcha.
after you heard that very clear, no.
Right.
That makes sense.
Hildy, hopefully I call you that. Leona, I just want to follow up with the bell if you want to use the bell. I was asking a question about is it okay for this doll to go home with a stranger if someone were to bring it into their home? If that's a no and you don't want that, that bell, you could ring that now if it's a definite no, not something you want. Right. I would think you'd want the doll to be taken
What-
care of, right? It's going to be in the shop. No one's going to pay attention to you or to your sister.
Would you like to go to a home where they'll talk to you and interact with you? Yeah, she's just like, yeah, I'm done.
Well, I'm going to try the spirit box on the recorder once with this.
I think that's a great idea.
And then we're going to wrap it up because, wow, I mean, we got to try.
That's pretty darn impressive.
All right, let's try that one more time. And if we get female voices again and
But that last voice, when I asked what I asked, that was a male voice that came through that time when we asked about if she had any other siblings. Yeah, she knows how to use that
again,
really
was that
well.
delayed from the going home? No, she was answering in real time.
No, she
before.
was answering all on. I think she was reacting to about the sibling. We said it was a male.
So here's something else we're going to try again. If you could hear me, this is a radio, a broken radio, and you can talk, and people believe that you can talk through this radio because it has sound waves and different frequencies and white noise, and people believe that people that have passed can use all of that, yes, to speak through. So we're going to try this, okay? We're going to ask you some more questions again. I'm going to have the broken radio on the recorder to try to hear your words, and then we're going to listen back, okay? So I'm starting the recorder. Let me turn the spirit box on. Hitting record, hitting sweep. Hildebrand, Leona, if either of you are here, could you please say hello or say your name? You like using that object there. Do you know what that object is? Do you know? Okay. Do you know what that's called? What is that? My name is John. This is Chris. Could you please say our names? Either of them. So I had asked the question before about what happens after you pass away, after you die. If the things that you had in life, like being deaf, missing a leg, is that still with you when you pass? Do you have that same thing? Or is it gone? Are you and Hildebrand still together now? Anything else you want to say before I turn this off? Leona or Hildebrand? Do you know it's the holidays? Today is Hanukkah. Christmas is coming. Okay, maybe you do know. All right, I'm going to stop this. Ow. Let's see. I thought I heard something a few times, but again, I was too far away from it to really hear it clearly. So how we wrap up?
She's been pretty amazing.
Record, clean, sweep. Hildebrand, Leona, if either of you are here, could you please say hello or say your name?
John, go back. Go back.
Either Hildebrand,
Did you go back? It sounded like it said hello.
Record, clean, sweep. Hildebrand, Leona, if either of you are here, could you please say hello or say your name?
What was that?
It's very faint. You like using that object there. Do you know what that object is? Do you know? Okay. Do you know what that's called? What is that? That object is? Do you know? Okay. Do you know what that's called? What is that? We're trying? We're trying. Oh my God. Oh my God, is that crazy? We're trying. My name is John. Female. This is Chris. Could you please say our names?
Good night, Cynthia.
Okay. Who are you? Could you please say our names? Either of them. So I had asked the question before about what happens after you pass away, after you die. If the things that you had in life, like being deaf, missing a leg, is that still with you when you pass? Do you have that same thing? Or is it gone? Are you, are you and Hildebrand still together now? Say goodbye. Say goodbye.
Say goodbye. Say goodbye, little girl.
Anything else you want to say? Anything else for now? Are you and Hildebrand still together now? Anything else you want to say before I turn this off?
Leona or Hildebrand.
Oh.
So you know it's the holidays. Today is Hanukkah. Christmas is coming. Yeah. Okay, maybe you do know.
Okay, so Melissa says you're going to become famous for doing that, doing this, and it's going to be called the Ruggiero method. From your mouth, Melissa.
I'll tell you what, we're trying was so clear. And it was a female saying, we're trying, like that. You know, we always talk about all the time about the gap between here and there, communicating with people that have passed, spirits. And that's why we use a lot of the equipment to give them options. And maybe they are really trying all the time, but whatever just isn't working for them on every level. And I again, that's crazy to me. I think both objects were really, really
interesting.
I mean, that bell
really good.
was just
Yeah.
nuts. And I don't feel the ring. There we go. As soon as I said it.
So Christopher Cross
Awesome.
said that the
Awesome.
paranormal savior is a genius. Hats off to you, NJP, for the win.
Awesome. Anyway, that's it, guys, for tonight. We're only going to do 2 objects.
Real quick,
got a long ride home.
Angel would like to know where the dollar's from.
That's a good question. It doesn't say here at all. I mean, this is just information about her. 1930, 1920, 1930. There really is no information about the doll whatsoever. Tap on baby doll. Something about the grandmother, but no information about the doll. No, sorry. But that's what we try to find out. I mean, that's part of
That's the whole
what we
part
do.
of what we do.
we
Yeah.
try to fill the gaps and then let them say whatever they want to say and interact in any way that they can. But I'm holding out hope that she can, and she did hear us, and that those responses were because she could. I'm holding out hope for that. So anyway, have a good night, guys.
Can we
Thanks
show
for
them real
watching.
quick before we sign off? Can we
Sure.
show them the picture of the little girl that's up here? Because when people were coming on, they didn't
Sure.
get to see her picture. So just so you guys can see who we were talking to tonight. This beautiful little girl right here.
That's Leona, right?
Yep.
And special place in my heart for her. I mean, wow. I never would have assumed that we were talking to a deaf person.
But we do know that they went to a special school, her and her sister,
Yeah.
in Wisconsin. So
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll probably see you here next week or the week after.
good night, everybody.
Say good night, everybody.
Good night.